with the death of American journalist James Foley. The New Hampshire native was captured 2 years ago in Syria while working for a Boston-based news outlet. A video posted online yesterday and claiming to show Foley's beheading has been authenticated by intelligence officials. In it, members of the militant group ISIS described Foley's death as retribution for U.S. airstrikes in Iraq. During a news conference earlier today, President Obama said he spoke with Foley's parents, offering his condolences, and he promised there would be justice for the brutal slaying.
The world is shaped by people like Jim Foley and the overwhelming majority of humanity who are appalled by those who killed him. The United States of America will continue to do what we must do to protect our people. We will be vigilant and we will be relentless. When people harm Americans anywhere, we do what's necessary to see that justice is done, and we act against ISIL, standing alongside others.
We've been covering Foley's story since his first capture in Libya 3 years ago. Through it all, we learned of his fervent belief in the need to expose atrocities around the world. James Foley was passionate about the importance of his work. The 40-year-old freelance war reporter covered conflicts and humanitarian crises in some of the most dangerous parts of the world.
The regime has bombed hospitals, homes, even people standing in line for bread.
The New Hampshire native was kidnapped twice while working for the Boston-based online news outlet GlobalPost. In 2011, Foley was held by forces loyal to Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. His mother and brother appeared on Greater Boston and said that despite the danger, he'd formed a strong attachment to that country.
He really has loved it. You know, particularly these last few weeks in Libya, I think he's really enjoyed being there, covering what the action and what's actually happening.
Foley's family seemed confident that he'd be released and that his capture wouldn't deter him from returning to combat zones.
What's your sense? Would he want to go back and continue reporting there?
Most likely.
Yes. Yeah. Foley was freed after 44 days and did return to the front lines. He was kidnapped again 18 months later on Thanksgiving Day in 2012, this time in Syria. His family made their first public comments in January.
We're committed to do everything within our ability to secure his safe release, and this is our only priority.
A year later, Foley's parents had little more to go on about their son's whereabouts or well-being. They told Emily Rooney that the first kidnapping episode was easier on them than the second.
We did know who had him, and he had been sighted several times. We spoke to him once. We knew he was alive, Emily. This time, we've had no contact whatsoever.
Yesterday, the Foley's anguish gave way to their worst fears when a video posted online showed Islamic militants beheading James Foley. Yesterday, his mother posted a tribute message on Facebook, asking for privacy and paying tribute to her son, writing, "We have never been prouder of our son Jim. He gave his life trying to expose the world to the suffering of the Syrian people."
I'm normally the type that could stomach graphic stuff, but I didn't want to see this video at all. With this U.S. journalist that was held captive, I didn't want to see that. But one thing I will say, James Foley was a brave man who stood by, lived by, and died by what he believed in. You know, that was his passion, being a freelance journalist in these third world countries. You know, that's what he did for a living. And he always wanted to show to the world what happens, the positive things that go on, besides the corruption and the killings and stuff like that that happens in third world countries. You know, he wanted to show positive sides of those certain countries that are very corrupt. You know, he was only 40 years old, and He lived his life. He actually pursued his passion. It's an unfortunate situation as far as his death. But like I said, that man was full of good faith and bravery to pursue his passion and share it to the world. I didn't want to display the graphic details or anything with this video. I was kind of hesitant in even creating this video, but in honor for James Foley, I'm gonna go ahead and do this video on a positive note. You guys tell me what you think about it. If you come across this video, leave your comments. And one thing I must include is that I guarantee you, Obama, our president, he's not gonna stop those airstrikes. He's not gonna stop. You know, he's not gonna stop until he wipe out ISIS. You best believe that.
You go through different emotions when you're in captivity. You know, you say, my career's over, you know, and then on the other hand you say, well, my career's just started. See, with these weird, you know, extreme ideas of where you are based on this capture. You don't want to be defined as that guy who got captured in 2011, you know, and I believe that frontline journalism is important, you know. Without these photos and videos and first-hand experience, we can't really tell the world how bad it might be. So these kinds of things are very important to me. But at the same time, I mean, my friends and family did so much that I just want to take the time, I want to take some months to really thank them, really be with them and understand what they went through. You know, they put their lives on hold and tried to initiate a media campaign for me, and you know, I had petitions signed all over the world. We're going down to Washington, D.C. and New York to talk to high-level diplomats. I mean, these kind of things that I'm astounded by every day when I hear about it.